Hey guys, before the video starts, I just want to let you know that all three of my books, Powerless Book 1 Potential, Powerless Book 2 Imagination, and Powerless Book 3 The Academy, are all on sale now at Amazon.com. If you want more, please message me on Instagram or Facebook, Powerlessbybr, and I can get a signed copy shipped out to you. Now, enjoy the video.
4,
3,
7,
2,
12,
10.
76.
I hate you, baby.
Okay.
All right.
This was entertaining. Continue.
Welcome to another episode of Powerless Discussions. Smaller group this time, bigger conversation. Let me see. The videos will be reversed. So we got Maya, Jay, Jarrell, BB
Yo.
in this piece. And of course, me, your boy, Brandon Rouse. And we're going to jump into today's first topic, which isn't about anybody. I just want to throw that out there. You know, there are millions of things that happen to millions of people in the world.
Are we doing
and I just want to state that just because you see something in the world that is similar to a situation that you're going through, doesn't necessarily mean that it's about you.
Right.
Because there are millions, thousands, billions of people in the world who go through this every single day. So with that being said, today's topic is how to get someone to recognize their own toxic traits.
First of all, I want to say that whole intro just took me out. So
it's gonna be a tough one.
And it's gonna be rather easily, but the whole intro just took me out. Just that.
Is it though?
The layup of that damn thing.
Oh
okay. It just rolled off the fingers.
Bro, you just can't start a conversation asking for smoke, but I'm rocking with it. I got your back.
That shit was popping.
Jarrell looks like smoke.
How you gonna make fun? We had a whole conversation last week about people's darkness. You just gonna call that man out for being the darkest person in the group?
I mean, I'm not calling him the darkest person in the group. I'm just saying, like, him and the screen on now is like the same color. But let's get into the topic.
Black is beautiful, baby.
Like,
right. Black is beautiful, baby. Black is beautiful.
Black is amazing.
Black of the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I'm gonna go first.
Say it again.
Black of the berry, sweeter the juice.
Firm.
All right.
I like my juice a little sour too, though.
You know, like sour cream sour? Are you talking about like sour milk sour?
Whoa, what the hell?
Sour milk, goddamn, hold on.
We are definitely off key.
I'm gonna start. All right, so we're gonna go around and everybody's gonna name off their toxic traits or things people have told them. Jarrell, I'll fact check for you. My toxic trait is I assume. I used to be very clingy, but now I'm kind of distant. I'm cute. I'm unapproachable.
Why are your face?
No, I come off. No, for real. I come off very approachable, even though I don't like people. So when people approach me thinking I'm kind of polite, I'm kind of forced to be kind and polite, even though I don't want to be, and it comes off fake, which it kind of is, but people still tend to do it. And then I'll let each of you. We'll go around and tell each other's stuff too. So next up, Jay.
God damn it! All right. I talk a lot. I'm very hateful. I have a very short temper and no and like my patience vary. I tend to not trust people at all, and it takes like the thing is I'm a cynic, and it's like it's a lot for me to believe that you're not going to act within human nature, because I've seen that so many times. So too many broken promises makes me a very distrustful and hateful person. But I work on it every day. I'm not as bad as I used to be. That's Brendan.
Some people call me petty. Maya?
Nigga, you are.
I am. Wait, we'll get into that.
Yes, we will.
Maya?
So I just got to put myself on blast.
Yes, go for it.
Cannon fodder.
I don't know. I'm kind of perfect, so.
Right, girl, that's what my answer. Right, girl,
so delusional is one. We got that. All right.
Dishonest.
Liar.
I like what I can't have. I like sometimes I like what I know is not good for me.
I mean, you volunteer at an orphanage.
That's very dope.
Thank you. I just believe that giving back is the way that, we can make the world a better place.
So do you have rescue puppy boyfriends or are they real boyfriends?
Yeah, because see, that's when he said you volunteer at an orphanage. I saw that in a whole different angle. I did not
right.
see
Yeah.
She knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know if you saw me look at the camera that way. We're like,
it's still dope, but I mean,
damn.
Who is he and how many abs do he got?
Okay.
4, 6, 8. What we talking about here?
Time to light a candle for this shit.
Well, I'm working on me in 2020, so there's that.
I mean,
why did I just freeze?
You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm gonna go ahead and light a candle over here.
Light it for this hour.
Ward off evil spirits.
No, that's not a candle, bro. You need sage for that shit.
Lavender works. Yeah, lavender
Jarrell's
works.
turn.
Go, Jarrell.
Jarrell, what's your toxic trait? Probably having the TV too loud.
Oh yeah, TV too loud.
Yeah, Jarrell, what are your toxic traits?
Ass.
This is the petty side you haven't been noticing that Brandon talks about.
Nigga. Okay, look at it. This is the petty side. Yeah, Brandon. What I know about myself, I could be really hard-headed at times.
Okay.
Okay, I agree with that.
I could be hard-headed. And I think it also roots from, I could say pride. I guess that would be connected to it. I'd be like, I could do it myself. I don't need nobody help. I can do it. I got it. So, but you really don't. You like, they trying to tell you what to do, and I'm like, you do know what you're talking about, but you know what? I'm gonna take this route over here, and then I'm gonna see if it works, and then I just fall on my face and then come back like, yep, that didn't work. So
he has friends that help him.
So you have friends that help you be negative?
Yeah. I have friends that help me stay afloat when I do fall on my face, which I do appreciate that.
We laugh first.
Yeah, they do laugh first.
I mean, y'all can't really call yourselves friends if you don't. Like, if they don't.
Yeah, they kind of look at my wound and then oh shit, look, a wound, throw salt, and then like, oh, let me help you up, bro.
Best friends. They're the best friends.
Pretty much. So, pretty much, I think that's what I got so far about myself, that people tell me I'm really hard-headed. Like, I mean, if it's true, main one.
If it's true and you know it, man, embrace it. Just work on it.
I want to say this on behalf of Jarrell. You have gotten a lot better than you've been in the past. Like, really, hard-headedness and pridefulness are the main two, but you've gotten a hell of a lot better, dude. And that's personal growth, bro. I just want to give you that pat on the back before I insult you the rest of the show.
Word up.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. See, that's that's brotherhood right there.
Word up.
Word to your mother.
BB, hit us with that fire.
All right. So
took a deep breath.
Like Maya said, I'm perfect. I don't know what the fuck y'all be on, but I'm perfect.
Right.
So,
another delusional. Okay.
You know, last week I was telling Brandon to lie to us, and y'all think y'all just took that and ran with it, huh?
For the sake of the topic, if I have to
for the sake of the topic. Oh Christ!
If I gotta make up some shit,
right? If I gotta make it up,
her friends are listening to this like, what?
I would probably say that I'm hot-headed. If you've been around me and I know you, my patience stick. The longer we're around each other, the shorter my patience gets. Let's see. For some people, I am too blunt and too straightforward. And let's see. Shit. Fuck it. Like I said, I'm perfect. I'm making this shit up as I go. I don't know.
So we're going to add prideful to the list.
Yes, super pride. Oh, yes. My pride can take over. I'm an Aries, so we headstrong.
Aries, I'm an Aries.
Yes,
Oh,
girl,
good
you're
God.
Aries. Okay. When your birthday,
no.
girl? When your
As if the both of you
Right.
weren't already alike.
No, my birthday, April 10th.
Right. Y'all need a water
Brandon,
sign.
why you ain't tell me her birthday was April 12th?
Because you're the same person.
Y'all need a water
Same
sign.
person. Yes,
You're the
girl,
same
yes.
Like literally, if y'all two, when all of us hang out together, I just want y'all to realize that y'all are twins.
I believe it.
Twinsies.
Like
Twinsies.
y'all are two halves of the same psychopath.
So she understands me. Okay, so never mind. I know who I am. There we go.
Y'all are two halves of the same goddamn psychopath, and I love you both.
Need a water sign.
God.
Okay, so we've aired out our toxic traits. Now, if somebody were to confront you about them, how best would they be able to do it? Because I've had it where when I was in my clingy phase, I've had someone just straight up be blunt and tell me, and that shit, when you're clingy, that shit brings the bitch out you. Like you kind of feel like a sad puppy. You get hurt. But now if somebody would tell me, I'd be able to take it a lot better. So I think it all depends with me. It all depends on like which headspace I'm in. Like if I'm in my normal headspace, be blunt, tell me what's wrong, let's fix it. Tell me about myself. But if you see I'm having a bad day, shit piling on, don't throw another rock onto the pile. That might just be the shit that break me.
Just hit you with that whole damn boulder.
Yeah, so.
Get you with a fucking fighter jet.
I'm throwing the whole damn mountain.
Damn right.
Don't headbutt me, Jarrell.
I mean, the thing about it though is what you said is kind of the point. For you to fix toxic behavior, you have first to be able to recognize and take the criticism of it. And that is where like a lot of people fail at, because literally a lot of people cannot take criticism. The slightest form of criticism they take as an insult. Like if you tell somebody you're not catching on to this well, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're calling me stupid?" Like those words have literally never left my mouth. But if you want to be a dumbass, I'll call you that too. But the idea is you have to first be able to recognize the toxic behavior. And I say sometimes takes a waking up call, man. I had a friend that used to call me overzealous. He used to say that shit to me about me all the time especially when it came to like me trying to date girls. He's like, "Bro, you're so overzealous. You gotta like just pull back." And I was young. I took that as a major. So what are you talking about? I'm the perfect gentleman. Nah. Again, if I could go back and pass and punch myself in the face multiple times, that would be it. So it's stuff you have to like I said, I think we covered this one time in the last conversation. You have to be able to want to change. You got to be able to look at those situations, your anger, your hatred, your pettiness, whatever that is keeping you from getting certain places. You got to be able to want that to change. I mean, you could say I want to change all I want, but if you're just saying it to please people and you deep down you feel like there's no change that you needed, that change would never come.
But another thing to go on what you're saying, like not only being accepting of it, but it takes time. Like when I didn't realize I was clingy until 2 years later, I was cleaning out a Facebook message and I was reading the shit I used to send. And it shit like that.
Facts.
And then I literally called the person 2 years later, like that day, and apologized. And it not only, I didn't do it to like clear my conscience and shit like that, but like I became one of those guys who ruined somebody for somebody else, and I didn't want to do that. Like she literally, like she told me, like me being the way I was stopped her from trusting a lot of people, and I could see it because I was bad. It was horrible. But it was like college freshman year, young ass dumb me that used his college, refund money to take a chick to Puerto Rico and shit. Dumb, but
Oh goddamn! Wait a
but
minute.
once I apologized, like we talked, and she was talking to this guy, but didn't know if she could trust dating him. After we talked, they got together.
Aww.
See, there you go, man. That's some good karma, man. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, and it was good to get that off, but now I realize I have to think about what I'm doing to the other person, and you get that with age. You don't really think about other people in relationships. You just think about your happiness with them, not their happiness.
Exactly.
So.
And see, I mean, I think I told you guys this last time a little off screen and a personal thing. It wasn't until I saw how my anger affected the people I cared about before I decided it's something I had to get under control. And that sometimes is the make or break point for a lot of people with their toxic behaviors, is when they see the direct action, the direct reaction of their actions. When they see that, because a lot of people just think their problems is their problems, that there's no side effect. And again, like I always like to quote my grandparents, my grandmother, and my great grandmother. But my great grandma used to always say, man, people are unaware of the demons they create. You are unaware of how your actions or what you do can ripple and affect somebody else. And we think that we're the only person who deals and have to pay for our actions. No, every action has a reaction. And just like when you throw a rock into a lake, that ripple spreads, that reaction is not always going to always fall back on you. So it's the idea that if a person wants to truly clear the toxic behavior, sometimes they may have to sit down and see how their behavior is affecting other people.
Yeah, Maya. So your turn.
Man, just okay.
No, my toxic traits. I don't need nobody to tell me. I know I'm wrong, and I still choose to make that decision. But like I said, I'm working in 20.
I'm curious why. Like, what compels you?
Very impulsive. I live like
yes.
Okay. For the moment, like what's like I said, I like what I can't have, like when I broke up with my ex, for example, we didn't have any interest in each other, but then he gets a girlfriend and I'm like, so right. Wow. So that's an issue. And like I said, a lot of times, like you have people who don't know their toxic traits. I'm fully aware of mine. I just
don't give a fuck.
Hold my shoulder.
You can't stop yourself. I mean, when you say you're impulsive, that's kind of goes with that part. You can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
So my question to you would be, do you have, because I'm pretty sure you do what most people do. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I talk a lot, and Brandon can speak to this. Like sometimes I feel like I talk too damn much, and I'll say stuff, or I'll be like half tipsy, and I'll say something. I'll be him like, I shouldn't have said that. So do you have those moments where you act impulsive, and then like when you get home and you finally calm down, your brain starts reminding you of all your failures in life, because that's what our brains do. You look in the mirror and you'll be like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that was the simplest answer.
I mean, think about, we're all human. We've all done it. I mean, shit, man. My brain likes to activate when I'm trying to sleep and be like, remember this dumb shit you did in 8th grade? Let me put it on repeat like 100 times.
I hate that.
And you just be sitting there like, oh, like my wife be like, it just comes out of nowhere, and I be just like, oh my fucking God. She'd be like, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine.
Jarrell.
Yes.
How can someone bring your toxic traits to light and you accept them? Because it took us a while as your boy.
Because y'all didn't have the right recipe ever, if you ask me, really. Because I would, if I listened, like, people would have to bring me, like, solid evidence for me to believe something. Like, you have to give me an incident that happened, and I just, like, yeah, I should have listened during that time. And maybe I was a little hard-headed, and that I would have seen the light. But nobody really had that, that skill at the time to reflect,
Can I ask
yourself.
A question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is it that no one? Is it true that no one had the skill, or was it just that you was being more defensive than usual?
Ding, ding, ding.
And I'm saying this, man. I'm saying this because like one thing I've been picking up is a lot of us share a lot of like traits of stuff we've been through. And I know when it came time for people to approach me on my toxic behavior, I was defensive as hell. You know why? Because I was so used to defending myself from people who just wanted to belittle me. And after a while, when you become that defensive, it's hard to tell the difference between a friend trying to help you and just another person trying to belittle you for no reason. You see them as So my thing is like I like you have to, when you approach people and you're trying to tell them about their toxic behavior, it helps to be aware of what they've been through in their life because that's going to usually dictate their response to it.
Yeah, I could tell the difference, like, cause I grew up where I had to fight a lot. Like I grew up fighting, like, family out in school. When I'm out, when I'm home, I had no safe zone really. So being defensive, I developed that. Mentally I developed being defensive because nobody would stand up for me. Nobody would speak up. So you would have to stand up for yourself. But I did have people who were there that did stand up for me. And I did see that. You know what I'm saying? Like this, because I did listen when it was solid, like, hey, bro, you're wild right now. And I'm like, you know what? I am wild right now. Like I need to check myself. But, some of my friends along the way didn't have that because we were still young. You know what I'm saying? Because we still everybody's trying to get a grip on life. So they're busy with their own issues, and I got mine. So I didn't think anybody was like equipped with that. And then your parents think, well, you toughen up. Like how this stigma.
Oh yeah, the
toughen up.
Toxic masculinity, man. You tell us the fucking
toxic masculinity shit.
And that shit just sends you down a spiraling path. I get that.
Yeah, so it's pretty much like you wound up didn't having anybody because you're supposed to be tough, you're supposed to be the man. So I ain't had nobody to confide into like that, really truly emotionally. So it took a while. Like being out in the world, military and everything. It took a while seeing the world better than myself.
I hear you.
So I think like if we're gonna do this, be really serious, be really concerned, and be direct about what I did and how it affected the situation. And then I'll be like, okay, well, maybe I did take it a little too far, and then I'll come back around because I'm reasonable. I know me.
I mean, have you ever had a case like Brandon though, where you saw how your toxic behavior directly affected somebody else?
Yeah. Well, most of my stuff just affects me because I make sure it just affects me. I make sure that my life, but I don't think none of my incidents affected anybody else in there, except the time where me and Brandon in college we had an incident.
I mean, to be fair, man, like I'm like I said on this.
Wait, which incident? Because we've had lots of incidents.
Oh Jesus!
There was a plenty of incidents where I didn't listen to one of my friends saying, "Hey, man, leave that girl alone," and and that created so much that rippled into everything else. And I'm like, you know what? If I had just listened, I would have still had my friends, and everybody we would have still been cool. And
was it the chick that was talking to herself?
The chick that was talking to herself?
The chick that used to yell at herself. I can say names on here, but
no. Time out. If he really went out with that woman, he deserves all that shit. Because ain't no way in hell you look at a girl yelling at herself and be like, "I hit that." No,
she used to be so upset with herself walking across campus.
I'm sorry.
No, you're talking.
Don't say names.
No names.
No names, dude. Now I gotta bleep that. Now I gotta edit that out.
Delete that shit. No.
Delete all that shit.
No, but her, no, she was never. That
All
was
right,
never
you
crazy.
get
I
a
never seen
pass.
that.
'Cause I'm getting ready to say, man, you got some weird fetishes. That turns you on. You're like, she talking to herself. I can see
No,
that.
she like when I saw her, she was a normal. Look, when I saw her, she was a normal ass college girl with a lot.
Right. You
So
surprised what
that's
stress
what I
would
do.
do to your ass. Stress would turn you to a fucking mutant, dude. That's not even funny. Stress would beat the fuck out of you.
I ain't lying.
Stress will, definitely. I have plenty to know.
So what
But
what situation are you talking about? I'm trying to remember.
I'm talking about
Don't say names.
I'm not saying names. No, I'm not gonna
Say the name.
I was going to say the
He
description.
just wants to watch the world burn.
The time when we stopped talking for like almost 2 years.
Oh, because we was smashing the same girl? Was
Yeah,
that?
that one.
Oh, okay.
No.
Gotta
Oh,
take Dick Brothers to a whole new level.
Dead ass.
Damn.
So
Was it good?
it was a long story.
my
Was it
question
good?
is, my question is, who was the one that stuck the knife in the mayonnaise jars in that part? Like,
We're gonna move on past this, Jarrell. Continue.
No, we're not skipping over
I'm
this
on
shit.
this shit. I'm on this shit. So like, I'm just curious. Like, was there ever nights where y'all smashed her back to back? When like, Brandon smashed her, Jarrell smashed her, and he's like, man,
That's unknown.
you more wet than usual tonight, girl.
It's not like we high fived in passing. Like,
Brandon, Jarrell can probably attest for this. Being in the military. So if you did, there is no shame in it, my brother. I mean,
I'm not ashamed at all.
It's one of
but
those.
I'm saying
It's one of those badges
that's unknown.
I mean, it's saying it's one of them badges of honor you wear like blood wings.
No, because like we weren't talking at the time. That's what I'm saying. It's unknown.
I mean, y'all might as well just touch tips right now. Just wait.
Did you ever smash her and be like, "Damn, you smell like my homeboy"? Did you ever?
That is crazy.
But like, this cologne smells familiar.
Wow.
Desert Musk 89. Where have I smelled that?
But you probably walked in her room so many times and saw this man's socks and shirts and never really even realized it. Like, I've seen that kind of shirt before.
I left my socks here?
Right, I left my socks here? Like, there.
I haven't been here in a week.
Oh my God.
Is that my homeboy shirt over there?
I almost forgot about that one.
So that one almost destroyed our friendship, I'm guessing.
I don't think it would have destroyed the friendship because we've been through worse.
I am curious.
Me and Jarrell are
The
tight
audience
for a reason. The amount of times we can talk shit about each other compares nothing.
Bro, when you say
to the shit we've been through.
You say you tight, you might as well. I mean, not too many motherfuckers on the screen can say they had indirect spooning. So there you go.
Like the amount of shit me and Jarrell have done to each other and also helped each other out with solidifies our friendship.
What do you mean done to each other?
We are bonded by blood.
Yeah, rephrase that because I mean,
I am not rephrasing anything. All the homo.
This is when I into the right and then spiraled out of control in a death drive.
I am not changing anything. I know what I said.
Wait, it's not all the homo no more. It's I be gay sometimes now. That's the new one.
I be gay sometimes.
I be gay sometimes.
I be gay.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I be gay all the time, man.
Just look at you, looking like a double wide surprise.
I'm so sorry I showed you that
video. but no, like, because, all right, excuse me, because this me and Jarrell's friendship has been on and off we've known each other for over 15 years.
Woo.
So the fact is, like, literally during that middle years, it started in college when real life started to get to us, and we used to a lot of back and forth was done because we hung out with different groups of people at the time. You know, we were still good friends, but like our directions pulled us in different ways. The same with our third best friend. Like he was at an entirely different college. So
but you're still friends
with
today.
that,
that's beautiful.
Yeah. So with that comes, you know, he say, she say, jealousy, corrupt, like envy, villains, death threats, stabbing Jarrell.
Boy.
Sith Lords.
Touching of the dick tips, you know.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. When that happened?
I mean, like, I'm just saying, at this point, man, y'all, I'm just seeing y'all cuddling. I seen y'all cuddling. I just see Jarrell taking up, Terrell's in the bathroom, and Brandon walks up behind him like, you got a nice little man.
Nah, they did that Wonder Twin shit with the tip of their dicks.
Ooh, no.
That was a guy. I mean, no homo, but like
y'all horrible.
That should be something that's normalized, like love or like a high five.
You don't want that normalized, and I will tell you why you don't want that normalized. And I just will go off topic, but I will tell you why you don't want that normalized. Darrell's gonna back me up here from a military standpoint. So in my second Afghanistan, I discovered what is commonly known in the military as Man Love Thursday. On Man Love Thursday, they done the gayest shit possible. Doing Man Love Thursday, I also discovered what is commonly known as gay chicken, where you do the gayest shit until the other person chickens out. And we had a dude whose name I'm not gonna mention. There's always that one motherfucker that just takes it so far. So doing a game of gay chicken with this other dude, he straight up just went. He just threw out all his cards. He said, "I'm all in," and this dude just literally took his pants straight the fuck off. We in the because we all slept in the same tent. There's like 16 of us in this giant tent, and he's like, "Oh, really?" It just took him off, and you're just like, "Oh my fucking god, I'm gonna go take a shower." Fuck
you remember looking at him like, he doesn't have to do that.
It's like, well, you have to understand, like, my frustration and confusion, because this is like, I have still not been in this long. This is my second deployment, and I'm just like, when I used to watch military movies, this was not part of the scene. I do not understand what's happening. It's like, why is this bad? Like, and they're all like, "Oh, it's nothing, man. We do it all the time." Nah, man, don't touch me. Don't come near me. I will beat your ass. Keep that shit over there, dog.
I don't play those games, goddamn it.
So you say, why not normalize it? We can't normalize it because there's certain motherfuckers who would just take that shit so damn far. You just want to take a shower, and some motherfuckers gonna think it's a joke coming up behind you, be like, "Hey, good morning, bro. I would kill you. Get the fuck off me." Or as we just making a joke, so some dude can walk up behind you and be like, "Look at that surprise. God damn." At that point, you just better start shooting niggas. We got way off topic.
You get around today?
BB, what's your toxic trait? Now, what you people dealing with?
Yes, baby. How do we solve the Rubik's Cube?
For me, when I was younger, it was pretty much the same as it is now. I'd rather, if you care for me, be direct, be straight up honest. I think my biggest toxic trait, though, for real, is I expect people to treat me and think how I think and how I would treat them.
Honestly, truly, I never saw that as a toxic trait. I'm sorry. Because I have that same trait. People don't live up to my standards. I don't see that as a toxic trait. I'm sorry.
I mean, to me, it's a toxic trait because we didn't walk the same path in order for me to get here.
True.
And how can I say this?
It hurts you in the long run.
It does. It hurts you in the long run because that's why I said the longer I know you, the shorter my patience gets.
And I'm curious about that because usually that works in the reverse. So why is that? Because
it's like I'm an open book. I have no problem. It's certain stuff that you have to get to know me for a long time in order for me to touch on.
Okay.
But for the most part, anything you want to know, you can ask me. Be direct about it. I don't like fakery. I don't beat around no fucking bush because I will clown the fuck out of you. Just ask me. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. If you do, I'll let you know, hey, you could have said that a little bit better, but I get what you're trying to say. Be direct and honest and open with me because I'm an open book, which means okay, cool, we go through this situation. The older I have gotten to, the worse it has gotten. We go through a situation, we talk about it, I tell you how to fix it. And it's kind of like, all right, cool, well, now you're still doing the same thing. Now you're starting to piss me off. Because we done been here, we done this, we done talked about it. And some people say it's a bad thing because it takes people over and over again. Some people can get soft in the head. It might take them a couple of times before they get it right. But for me, I look at it as, why not just try to stop yourself? Like,
I mean,
I'm impulsive too, but I'm impulsive when you piss me off.
okay, but I mean, so
So
that goes back to something I said. Like, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and logically speaking, you are right. The black and white is pretty clear cut on that. But as we spoke before, it's hard to accept people's flaws. I know you have high standards, you have high ways of looking at it. But again, like I said, you have to sometimes understand people are human. And as we said today in a joking way, a person is smart, people are stupid. I forget who said that. He was a famous comedian I used to really like. But
Men in Black.
no, it wasn't him. I'm trying to remember the name. It was Carl.
I mean,
something.
that's where everybody knows it from, though.
No, but is it from Men in Black?
Yeah.
it is actually.
I think a comedian said it, but never mind. You're right. Maybe it is Men in Black. Maybe I'm tripping.
It might be a little bit of both.
BB,
anybody reuse it.
BB, come over here and just knock the hell out of me.
Nah, but seriously though, it's kind of like, for me, long story short, the best way to approach me and fixing my flaws is being direct and honest about it. It will, depending on what it is, it might hurt my feelings, but I'd rather it come from somebody who I love versus somebody in the streets. Because if I hear it from somebody in the streets, that means everybody and their mama know, and everybody and their mama been talking about it.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
which part of me don't give a fuck, but goddamn, say for instance, like, oh, I can't say that.
Yes, you can, girl. Say it.
Probably can't.
Be free.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Baby, listen to me.
No, BB, don't listen to him. Jesus Christ. Brandon, this is not the devil and the angel. If I'm the angel, then we all fucked.
Okay, say for instance, like, all right, cool. Like, I got a hole in my pants where my ass is, I'd rather somebody I love come to me and say, hey, you got a hole in your pants. And yeah, I'm embarrassed. I might be hurt. Actually, I'm a nudist. I really wouldn't give a fuck. But I would feel better if it comes from, like, if we walking out the house and you, as my loved one, sees it, whether it's friends, family, whatever, versus, oh, me and my so-called loved one been walking around for 5 hours in the mall, and then a stranger be like, hey, did you know that you had a hole in your pants where your asshole is? It's kind of lame, but you get the gist of it. Yeah. I should have been somewhere else. So,
you want the people that are closest to you to point out, like, your flaws rather than
a stranger.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, either way, a person being honest with me wouldn't bother me, but it might soften the blow if somebody I love says it versus somebody in the street say it. Basically.
I mean, because like you said, the person you love, you're going to be more lenient to listening to them versus a person on the street. It might just come off like an attack.
Right.
I get that.
I might check myself first before I attack them, but if I check myself and ain't shit wrong, then I'm going to attack the fuck out of them. But yeah.
Well, damn.
I mean, I'm not violent. I just like stuff.
Works for me. All right.
Okay. So it's come to my attention that we're all pretty horrible people.
That just now came to your attention. I'm pretty sure that's what drew us all together.
Well, no, that cemented it. I think we should just do a show on how we fix ourselves next, because I mean,
we did a whole show. We did a whole show on that before. I think.
We went on a rant earlier today that I would love to talk about it, but we can't talk about it without talking about this person. So.
I mean, the thing about it though is,
it's not like our shows are about anybody in particular.
I mean, some stuff you have to admit that you have to accept that you can't really fix. It's going to always be a part of you. Like, the fact, like I said, I talk a lot, and I just learned to critique and control what I speak on, or I try to learn what I critique and control what I speak on, because I know that me talking a lot is probably never going to stop. and that's just one thing. Like because some of the traits we have are by habit, whether we know it or not. And habits are hard to break. They're hard to get rid of. So I've learned that sometimes you can't get rid of those habits. You critique them, you change them, you point them in a different direction.
Live with them.
If you talk a lot, find something interesting to talk about. Change the subject. Find something that's different instead of just rambling on. And it's stuff like that that just is, you can find a way to turn a toxic trait into a positive trait. Like, it's stuff like that. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm a cynic, man. I judge people like critically, but and kind of like what BB said. But I've learned to be a bit more. How I learned to fix that was I learned to put myself in their shoes. Now, at the end of the day, I don't really know what you're going through. I don't know what your struggle is. I've met some people who've dealt with some shit, man. They gotta have hard time trying to get over it. So that's how I look at it. But some shit, nah, that ain't fixing, dog. We stuck with it.
So, at the risk of sounding redundant, all of our toxic traits are something that we are very much aware of.
We owe it as hell. We better be aware what the hell our toxic traits are.
Well, true. True. But, I mean, we can always surprise people.
I'm about to say, because there's some old motherfuckers that just don't know their toxic traits and they go on all throughout their life thinking that they fucking person.
Well, yeah, because no one's ever brought it to the light for them.
And
no bullshit. Some bitches be bringing shit to the light and they still like, oh no, that's not me. Never mind.
They're not fixed. They grow.
Some people
and
just
develop some.
Yeah, this is because some people just basically have narcissism and they believe that nothing's wrong with me. What could possibly be wrong with me? There's something wrong with you guys.
I'm perfect.
Don't we have a president like that?
We do. And we know some people like that.
Yeah, he's very huge, okay? Very huge president 2020.
Yes.
I don't know anybody with a Donald Trump impression ready. That was pretty good, Jerome.
That was really good. That was really good.
Damn. He was on here.
All right, Jerome, do Charles Barkley.
Stop.
I want to say that I liked my time in Space Jam. I got to see Bugs Bunny. I got to see Daffy. We played some basketball. We went to Taco Bell. Got a Mancha Crunch. Gordita. You know.
Okay, next topic.
Wait, so my question would be like, how would you approach somebody with their toxic traits?
Okay. Very carefully. I would try to put myself in their shoes and understand that, okay, this person probably doesn't know they're being a dick right now. I need to assess it it's like a minefield dealing with people's emotions, you know? Just like when people deal with you, they try to, I mean, you could tell somebody be blunt with me all you want, but if it's something they feel is going to devastate you, they're still going to beat around the bush. There's no way to really stop that.
From my experience.
So, yeah, so navigating someone else's toxic traits, I mean, your whole point of it is still going to be bringing out something negative about them to themselves. That's already going to be a strike one. Strike two is, when is the right time to do it? And strike three is making sure you don't waste enough time to the point where it just festers and grows, and God forbid this person is just hard-headed or doesn't listen to reason or always feels like they're attacked or plays pity parties, because then you're in for hell. So,
in my experience, sometimes it's best to let them see. Sometimes it's best to let them see how their behaviors affect. Like in my line of work, sometimes you get some supervisors who act like complete dicks, and it takes into like the younger guys don't respect them no more, don't trust them no more, don't even look up to them more, and then they like, I don't know what's wrong. Why don't they trust me? And it's like, have you seen yourself lately, dude? Like, let's talk about it. And life is the best teacher. And like if you said, like if I'm going to try to fix someone a toxic trait, and I know one of the parts of that toxic trait is they get critically defensive if I try to talk to them, it may sound asshole-ish, I'm gonna let your ass fall down for a while. I'm gonna let life take that rope grab your ass by your leg and just drag you for a minute. And then when you are done being dragged, I'm going to be like, you want to have a conversation? Because I know you're going through shit. And sometimes, man, it's like I said, you have to let people come to their own realizations. A lot of people, honestly and truly, I don't know if anybody ever here has been to like a meeting of sorts for people with like stuff they deal with. Like
talking about an AA
anger.
meeting.
I wasn't going to say that, but go for it. Anyhow.
So we got here today.
Is that a shot?
No, that's actually not a shot.
I poured my drink in private.
That's actually not a shot. That's legitimately.
You're right. It's a full glass.
It's you a fool. This time there was no shade in that, but no, I just wasn't trying to call nobody out when I say that. But no, if you've been to like an AA meeting or anger management meeting or just some kind of meeting where a person has issues they're trying to get over, a lot of the common things amongst the meeting is self-recognition. These people, they had to go through hell before they realize their own issues. And I think when you're trying to address someone on toxic behavior, the sad part about it is no matter how close you guys are, you may not get through until they fall completely and realize that they have hit rock bottom. And I mean, I'm saying this as a person who struggled with a lot of stuff. And some of my greatest realizations came from me being in total misery. So just putting that out there.
I feel like the problem with that is you got to know, like, if you're dealing with two people together, you have to know your limitations as well. For me, it's like I used to go back with exes, but I don't go back with exes anymore. Because I literally give you all of me before I'm done. Before I just say, you know what, I'm done. Because I do the same thing. I put myself in their shoes as well. But when you get to the point of where you've tried 3,500 different ways to explain to somebody that this has hurt me, and I'm not just talking about just talking to them openly and honestly. I'm talking about treating them how they've treated you, or just ignoring the situation, or removing yourself from the situation as a whole and see if that happened. Like you try, or had a friend that they're close to come talk to them, or one of your friends come talk to them, or when you try over and over again and the shit just started becoming redundant, then by the time they say, oh, well, me personally, I know some females and some males who would be like, oh, I'll just take you back and I'll wait until you get yourself together. No, not me, because I've been that person who was at one point in that time that kind of person who knew what was up and still didn't give a fuck because I knew that person was going to be there. So when I stopped treating people like that, I started expecting people to be like, hey, listen, if you really want to, I've told you personally what's hurting me. I've shown you how it feels when I treat you the same way. And you're still choosing to do it, then that, to me, that tells me that you're saying fuck me and fuck my feelings. And by that time, I am removing myself from the situation. And by the time, a lot of the times, by the time I remove myself from the situation, that's when it's like, oh, I want to try. And by that time, for me, it's kind of just like it's too late. It's too late. Because I can't let go. Because to me, I can't let go of what you've done for so long.
I mean, what you said is extremely just, it's on point, honestly. Like what you said, I actually got nothing for it. It's on point. You said everything from that point.
Pretty much, yeah.
That conversation that's it. That's the nail in the coffin right there.
Baby, you are in rare form.
I got a lot of boondocks now.
Sweetest taboo, you are in real form.
You are in rare form. But you gotta beat her. You gotta fight him now. It's self-defense. But I mean, all right. So I know what Jay said. Like his toxic traits and stuff like that. Now, for people who don't realize their toxic traits are, or no, people who have a grip on their toxic traits and it's okay. Like Maya. Maya understands herself and no one knows you better than you. You know what you like. And sometimes it comes down to that. And it's really nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you can understand yourself and understand that your toxic traits are bad and you don't go too far into them, but you go just enough to keep your beak wet. You know, I don't
Your
see
beak.
anything. Yeah, your beak wet. You know,
What's
we're
Like a
gonna
wet?
keep it.
bird.
We're gonna keep it PG.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Okay.
but
What? We gonna keep a PG down after all this shit
but
we talked about?
Right. Right.
just for the last 5 seconds. Um,
Okay.
but
All right,
it's
time's up. Try to get ready to.
when you out fucking like you want to, like I mean, you know, like yeah. But
Dig deep.
tighten up. But no, like I respect the fact that Mara, I respect you for the fact that you understand yourself. You go out there and you do what you gotta do because we talk about it. Like
He knows everything.
I know literally everything. And there is no shame. Even when she feels sorry, 5 minutes later, all right, well it's done is done.
Right. Okay.
What's done
Yes.
is
I
done.
did my part. Now it's
You
up to
know,
you.
I lived.
That scares me. That'd be the type of person she'd be like, she just basically stab her ex to death and be like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe it. Is that a martini? Girl, you know he deserved it.
Right.
You know,
I'm not gonna miss that nigga.
I did what I had to do.
Girl.
I put my good karma out into the world.
It's up
I'm
to,
good.
it's up
I
to you
saved
now.
somebody's life. They don't even know it.
Right. He could have killed somebody, but that's
Like,
okay. I stopped him first.
Just justified that whole shit. It turned out to I'm sorry too. He deserves that.
Right.
and
After all he put me through.
Mm.
but it also comes back to the fact that she's also not someone to have people tell her what to do with herself. You know, because
Oh
some people are good at taking criticism. Some people take criticism too literally. Where the fact is, you could tell them anything about themselves and they automatically change it without even consulting themselves.
No, that
You
nigga
know,
fake.
you know,
Anyone
like
who does that is fake as fuck. I'm sorry.
oh,
yeah. Right.
you talk too much and you just stop talking forever, or you're too emotional and you just stop showing emotions.
You fake. I'm
You know,
sorry.
Right.
shit like
That's
that.
that's inhuman. You
I'm
are
the
fake
type
or
to
you an
be like,
alien.
if you tell me I'm toxic, I mean, I'm probably gonna like, my friends like, girl, oh, I'm like, girl, I know, I'm trying to work on me.
That
Like,
friend,
Right.
that friend sometimes be me. The exact verbiage.
You know, but you need that. You need that friend. You need that friend who's going to be. You say you look in the mirror and you be like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" You need that friend who's right there with you. You're like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" He's like, "I don't know, but we gonna fix it. Come on."
Right.
Like me
He
and Maya
right
was
there
talking.
next to you. What the fuck is wrong
Me
with
and
you?
Maya was talking today, and I can't realize I said the words "woo child." It was a conversation. I said "child." She was telling me some stuff, and I just the 65-year-old black woman came out of me. I should have had a church fan.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. You got some friends like that, man. I mean, so all right, I don't want to put this man on friend, but I have one friend. His toxic behavior is if he doesn't know how to stand up,
Bye.
he doesn't know how to stand up for shit until his mama tells him it's important. He doesn't. This man, and I'm dead serious when I say this. This was doing like the height of the coronavirus, and he has a Japanese wife too. This man was ready to send his wife and his kid back into a viral infected country because he just didn't want to keep her in the States doing his deployment, and it was the best idea. Then, then his mom was like, "No, send him to California." When California was having high ass numbers, and he was still like, "Yeah, I am literally arguing." This is a whole conversation in a car, and I'm like, and then that's literally like, "My nigga, have you not been looking at the fucking news? I don't believe none of that shit. That media fake." Yes, he's a Trump supporter, and I just looked, and I looked at him again, and I'm like, "So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight." So you say they doing this corona shit to make Trump look bad. Yeah. So 76 different countries, 150 something scientists from all over the world, hundreds of thousands of people decided we're gonna catch a virus to make America's president look like. He was like, then he looked at myself. You making it sound bad. Do you hear how you sound?
Hey, it worked in Resident Evil.
Shut the fuck up.
It worked in Resident Evil. Let's just be clear about that. Like, solid franchise had to come from somewhere. Every fictional story starts with a bit of fact.
Okay, first of all, Resident Evil came way before this shit. So that's not even a plausible.
A prophecy.
No, it's not a prophecy.
Like
Simpsons prophecy.
The Simpsons, yes, like the
Nah.
Simpsons prophecy. Yes, it's the same thing, same
Really?
concept. I'm with you.
I hate y'all.
Thank you, BB.
I'm with you. I got you.
I hate y'all.
Hate us.
It's not
Hate us.
prophesized.
Hey, that's like Chris hates the T-virus.
Is it the T-virus he thinks?
I don't know what letter it is, but it's a virus.
I mean,
It's a
it's so many letters they
If
got.
the next game has the C virus, I'm gonna laugh.
Bro, they got so many viruses in that game at point they just started doubling up on the alphabet. Like, what kind of virus is this? It's the AAA virus. What?
Yes, triple.
We're running out of letters. We had to put something.
So
Why
either
do you start using numbers, Tom?
Wesker doesn't like him.
I hated Wesker in that video game, dude. That motherfucker was so cocky. I got 15 minutes to fight you. Only 15 minutes. You dodging bullets, piece of shit ass motherfucker.
I mean, when you can dodge bullets and shit, you can talk shit.
Okay, here's the thing I pissed off about Wesker. How do you dodge bullets? But this goes
Whatever you're about to say.
You dodge bullets.
Plot.
You dodge bullets, but
Plot.
Chris Redfield punches a boulder, so you punch a fucking boulder, punches a boulder onto you into a volcano, and all those bullets you're dodging and all that power you have, somehow a volcano and a rocket launcher makes love and kill you.
Well, no. See, they painted the rocket red so it does more damage. Because red paint does that.
Interesting.
It makes
For all
it
you guys-
strong and huge.
For all you guys listening to this shit right now, he is not serious. Please do not take this seriously.
No,
What
I
is it
am.
interesting?
People listening, dip your fist in red paint and go fight.
You know, I would actually pay to see that because I want to
Like,
pay. I want to pay to see that ass whooping. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, square blob," and then he's gonna beat the shit out of this.
I'm about to
nigga,
drop these
Colors.
bombs on you, bro.
To everybody listening,
Fucking
to everybody listening, whether you take my advice or not, I'm going to solve the world's problems with Darwinism. Blue, if you dip your feet in the blue paint, it makes you run faster. Dipping your body in green paint makes you live forever, but you have to smell it.
Make sure it's lead
What?
too. Make sure it's
Yeah.
lead paint. Make sure it's lead.
Oh, lead paint chips, eat them for breakfast.
Lead.
Listen,
Hey, you guys are being sarcastic.
No, we're not.
no,
They're
these
serious.
are some
Yeah,
people that's
it's
dead
serious.
serious. Like,
I
yeah,
mean, they're serious. These some
It's
of
a
the things.
scientific proven fact. They buried the studies because it was so significant.
How you think?
Exactly.
How you think all these old ass fucking politicians are still around, man?
Right.
I thought they were just like, buying organs off the black market or something. But that's
Well,
And
that
they
too.
would and dipped it in paint
Yeah.
Get to the
and
lead
then
paint.
stuffed it inside.
Get to the lead paint, man.
Why do you think hearts don't really look like this? You have to dip them in paint first.
Yeah, they come out. The hearts come out on white, man. You got those motherfuckers in paint.
Why do you think they say don't go in buildings with lead paint? Because they don't want the world to find their secret. If the world finds their secret, then everybody lives longer. They
Yeah,
can't have that.
It's not only
that
lead
was
paint.
because lead paint was dangerous.
No, it's
That's
not
what
only
they
lead
tell
paint.
you.
It's asbestos too. They don't want you to know about asbestos as well. Go
Oh,
into
yes.
battle with asbestos and just take a deep breath.
Trump
You will have the
supporters.
best. You have the best lung
Asbestos
capacity ever.
and almond milk.
This fool said asbestos.
And that's been Powerless Discussions.
I can't with y'all.
We're going to end on this high note.
I was there until you said that bullshit.
That broke me, man. I was like, this.
Asbestos and almond milk. Okay.
did the clap and finger pistols do it too?
You fucking asshole.
Somebody probably listened to this shit, writing this shit down, was like, so that's how they.
So, sorry guys, you know how we go. We run over a little bit, but that's been a Powerless Discussion Talk.
Fuck your feelings.
Join us again for another episode next week, same time every Wednesday. Everybody, say peace.
Deuces.
Chicken grease.